Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Guardians of the Galaxy, issue number 5 of 5 of the Mother Entropy storyline. That's it. We're finished. We're done. Kaput. All right. Basically, this was the worst out of all of them. And I'm not saying that the other ones were necessarily bad. They just weren't, particularly great. And this one is bad mostly only because it continues on with the exact same thing that happened before. It doesn't do anything special, anything new really, and it concludes the exact same way. They're really just left exactly where they left off. We started this run, this miniseries with the Guardians in debt, and at the end they're able to get out of debt. Yeah, I like Jim Starlin. I really do. All right, and I'm not saying anything bad about him at all. All I'm saying is that this was a basic story. That's it. It's a very basic story. And yeah, you can live with it, you can live without it. If this story never happened, it wouldn't have changed anything in the cosmos, not the slightest bit of anything. And that's in the minds of the readers and our love for the Guardians of the Galaxy, or in the overarching Marvel universe. Nothing really changed. And yeah, basically they're able to finish the story off by saying that Groot goes back to, you remember Groot had this great idea apparently, but he couldn't convey it to Peter. Well, apparently the idea was to go back and, hey, there's Rocket. Let's try and, shake him off so that he can actually, he can give us a plan, because I've always relied on Rocket to give us a plan. Now, maybe that's just what they wanted the readers to think, in a sense. It's what, he wanted Mother Entropy to think, because Groot knew that he had a master plan. It did seem like it on his face, but since Groot doesn't talk in English or a way that we can understand, there was no translator, we just kind of have to guess that he maybe knew what he was doing. He's able to figure out at some point later on. Either way, he digs his roots into the ground and then comes back up and goes directly after Mother Entropy. Takes Mother Entropy down, exposes him again for Pip the Troll, and we don't have any idea why this was able to work. It's very strange that Groot was able to figure out a way to beat Pip, Mother Entropy, but there's no actual reason given. There's nothing given. So, he basically shatters this gem. So that could have happened in the very beginning then, right? He shatters the gem, the sacred gem that's supposed to be protected by this religious order, and boom, everything goes away. Now they're not able to pay off their debts, by the original contract they're supposed to, because the priest wound up dying. They say, oh, but we just saved the entire universe, the galaxy, whatever. It's like, oh no, nobody's reporting that. They could have turned it around and said, oh, well, nobody's reporting it because they're embarrassed. All right, but whatever. They just kind of left it as is, and Groot's, the gem that he shattered, turns out it's a whole bunch of precious gems all by itself. So, whatever. Like, they're able to get out of debt and make everybody happy. I remember when issue 1 came out, there were a whole bunch of little subtle, appearances, cameos by other characters. In this, besides the fact that you get to see the Silver Surfer and Thanos and Galactus all stuck in the entropic form, you actually get to see at the end, just regular, you get to see Yondu and Martin X, two of the original Guardians of the Galaxy. So that was actually pretty cool. But they're Yondu says at one point, "Oh yeah, these Guardians." Maybe if there was an emphasis on these, that make it boldface, like that would actually been kind of cool. Either way, the comic it came and it went, and we'll all forget about it at some point. Unless they decide to use this Mother Entropy thing for something special at some point. Literally, there was no reason for Mother Entropy to be there, except the idea, just second law of thermodynamics, and that's it, we're done. It's got to be. It didn't make any kind of sense. Unless they find some reason to use this in the future, which I really doubt they will. Yeah, this is just going to stay in the C+ range and just never disappear from that point on. Guys, genuinely, the comic is what it is, and that's all that it is. Sounds like a Popeye quote, right? But whatever. Hey, there should have been a Popeye cameo in this. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, class dismissed.